Hello everyone, it's match day. I'm looking forward to it actually. I'm feeling quite confident. I'll be honest with you. I'm feeling quite confident. I spoke to the Olympiacos fan last night and he only made me even more confident in the sense that they'd be happy with the point. And myself and Gonzo felt that we got beat a couple of weeks ago, mainly because of ourselves, that we were the masters of our own downfall, that because Moyes played too much of a rotated side. In fact, I don't think it was necessarily rotating this side that was the issue. I think it was the personnel he used while rotating the side. I think that was the issue, like Danny Ings up front, for example. And then we obviously got beat. But while we had our big players on the pitch and the main boys were on, we were the better side. But like I said, context is always important. They were 2-0 up at this point. They were always going to sit back, protect what they had, and try and get out of there with 3 points. And they did it. But I did wonder, maybe there was a bit of West Ham bias in that. Are we looking at it as a West Ham fan thinking, well, if we had fielded our strongest 11, we might have won that game. But he agreed. He also thought that while the Olympiacos played well, and he described it as their best performance of the season, that gave me hope as well. Because I don't know Olympiacos, because I don't watch Olympiacos, all I can do is go on what I seen a couple of weeks ago. And they were okay. They deserved to win the game. But I didn't know how good that was for them. Well, it turns out that's as good as they've been so far. So if that's as good as Olympiacos can get, I'm feeling quite good ahead of today. Just want to say good morning to Nick, who thought I'd be 7 minutes late. Nick, I'm only late when Gonzo's late, right? I'm on time. I'm efficient. I'm 7 minutes early. I didn't go live. I was waiting 7 minutes early. It's Gonzo that's late. Good morning, Barry. Good morning, Mark. Hope you are all doing well. Looking forward to the game. Anyway, I guess the big question is, what's David Moyes going to do? I think he'll go strong. Playing at home tonight and home on Sunday, I think will be a big factor. Losing a couple of weeks ago, in a weird way, I think if we had drawn a couple of weeks ago, I think we might have seen a rotated side tonight. But because we'd actually lost, I think he can't afford to make a mistake. Moyes cannot afford to make a mistake, and we know what his intention will be. Go strong, hopefully have a 2-goal lead come the hour mark, and then start doing your substitutions and finish with the squad that we started with last week over in Greece. Danny thinks we're winning 3-0. Harrogate Hammer said, happy match day. Looking forward to this one. He's moved seat, so he's next to the away fans. Good choice. Good morning, Stuart and Ashley. And Mark with a big question. Do you think seeing Ogbonna in pre-match press conference means he is playing? Well, that moves me on to swiftly to my graphic. I'm going to move out the way for this. I don't have Gonzo, and I don't know how to do stuff. I'm not very good with computers. I'm all right with computers. It's just the software is quite limited. Anyway. So it's time for the prediction, and this is with FanHub. Let me get my predicted here. I don't know if this is what he's going to do. This is what I'm guessing Moyes is going to do, right? So let's get that up on the screen there. I think he'll go with Fabianski in goal. No reason why he won't, actually. I think Fabianski's been good when called upon this season. I think Ariola's been good when called upon this season. But in the last 2 or 3 games, I think Ariola could have done better at some goals. But that's not to say I want him dropped or anything. I'll be clear. I want Fabianski to start tonight, and I want Ariola to start against Nottingham Forest on Sunday. It's as simple as that. And I think Fabianski will start tonight. Moving into defence, I think Moyes will try and get some players in. I think Kerr's probably at the top of the list as to who he needs to get minutes to. We've seen the news this morning. I assume you've all seen the news this morning from Sean Whetstone that Ben Johnson is requesting £60,000 per week. Now, I have an issue with that, and it's not really for this video, but all I'm going to say is we were always going to start leaking stuff about Ben Johnson. This is straight out the David Sullivan handbook. Whenever a player refuses to sign a contract, leak the contract offer and make the player look bad so the fan base turns on the player. So what the club are doing now is making the fan base look at Ben Johnson and say, you're the one in the wrong here. You don't deserve that wage. Do one. He does it all the time. I remember there was a father of a under-21s player who no longer plays for West Ham, but we offered him a contract and he rejected it. And he offered the player. West Ham offered the player, not the dad. They offered the player, the youngster at West Ham. They offered him a contract, and the player rejected it. And then within about a week, the contract offer to the player was leaked. It was on Claret and Hugh. The Claret and Hugh did an article that had the specific wages offered to this player. So there's only one place they can get that from. They've not made it up. They haven't guessed it. They got it from the club basically. They said to Claret and Hugh, here's what we offered this young player. Run that article. And then as a result, the fan base turn around to the young player and go, hey, mate, do what? You're not accepting that? Do one. It's what the club do. So with Ben Johnson, by the way, I don't want Ben Johnson to get 60 grand. I don't think he's worth that. But first of all, I'm dubious as to whether that's actually what he wants. And second of all, I just hate the way the club do it. Anyway, Kedder will start, I think. So in at right back, Mavropanos, I've gone with Ogbonna for the reason already stated. He was in the press conference. So that's usually an indicator. Now, Moyes has been a little bit cheeky. Usually, it's not just West Ham, it's all clubs. Usually, whoever's in the press conference, it indicates the starter. Southgate is good for it. When England, especially if they have a friendly, you'll bring someone in next to him and he will usually start that game as well. So it would suggest that Ogbonna's maybe going to play. But Moyes has, it was Souček and it was an away game. So Souček came in the press conference and then didn't start the next game. So it was a bit of a curveball from the manager. But I don't think he is doing it this one. I think Ogbonna will play and then Emerson at left back. Midfield, I think, will go strong. There's no reason Paqueta and Alvarez don't play. They didn't play against Brentford. So those two will be the first names on Moyes' team sheet tonight, I think. Ward-Prowse in there as well, because he didn't start last week. So he's played less game time than Thomas Souček. So I think that's why he will go with that. And then the front three sort of pick themselves a little bit. I think Antonio's the obvious one that may start. However, Moyes tends not to play Antonio Thursday, Sunday. So even if you discard his form at the minute, even if he was in good form, I'm still not sure he'd go with Antonio tonight. I think he'd keep him on the bench. So I think he'll go with Kudus, Bowen and Ben Rama, because Ben Rama's doing all right, but Ben Rama's playing reasonably well. In the last couple of games, I've been quite, I say, impressed. He wasn't the best player on the pitch, but I think he's had a couple of good performances now. So he's starting to, his form is on an upward trajectory, which isn't something we can say for every player. So I think he will get a start tonight. So that's what I think Moyes will do this evening. Fabianski in goal, and then 4-3-3 with Paqueta coming in field, Ben Rama on left, Kudus and Ings. So that's what I think he will do. Now, if you guys wouldn't mind helping the channel out and you want to get involved with that, you can do it on FanHub. The link is in the description below, as is the code. But if you click on the link, download the app, sign up, and then at the bottom it'll say jump queue. Click jump queue, because if you download it on the App Store yourself, you will enter a queue to get into the app. But with Hammers Chat, you can jump it. Then you can predict your 11. As you play the game, predict your 11. Also, if you're going tonight, by the way, if you're going tonight and you've got FanHub, make sure when you're there, you check in. Let me show you, actually. Let me just get my app up. I'll show you. When you're on FanHub, so there you go. There's a bit there called check in. So if you're at the game, click on it an hour before the game, and you can then check in at the London Stadium so FanHub know you're at the game. And as you do that, as you predict the 11, you get points for what you predict, etc. You get points to basically say how good a fan you are is what they're doing. The FanHub want to reward fans of clubs and their loyalty to the club. So get downloaded. It helps channel out. Every time one of you guys download it, we get a little pat on the head from FanHub. But it's generally a really good app. So if any of you have downloaded it already, you're in the live chat, let me know what you think, and I'll put it up. Even if you don't like it, I'll still put it up and we'll discuss it. Right, let's see what you guys are all saying in the live chat. AF says Johnson played a big part in the Europa League first time round, but 60 grand a week is impossible. Battle House says we've had a lot more players on above 60 grand a week that have been told for. Well, this is just it, isn't it? What is £60,000? It's 60 grand a week. What is Ben Johnson? Let's work backwards. What is Ben Johnson? An average Premier League squad player. Is that fair? Is that fair? Is 60 grand a week? I mean, for a club in European football, it perhaps is. I think it feels a little bit too much, but then, I don't know, 30 feels a little bit too low, doesn't it? So somewhere in the middle, I think, would be fair. 50,000, 40,000, I don't know. But 60,000 is a lot to me and you, obviously. But then when it's, you want to put it into context, which is half the wages Danny Ings is on, and I don't know. It doesn't seem that much for someone. If he'd signed a new deal, you'd imagine he would have got played a lot more this season. So it's the whole chicken and egg thing again, isn't it? Well, he's not playing, so why did you get a new deal? Well, he's not getting played because he's not signing a new deal. So it's a difficult one. Barry said, Ogbonna will start as you've done in the Conference League, and Moyes' big hint. So him and Mavropanos as centre-backs. I agree with yourself. Infinitely said, we've been here before, but this time Moyes must have 2 games to stay the rest of the season. Needs 2 wins. Don't think he'll win a job yet. I think it is. But I appreciate I'm really stubborn when it comes to this view infinitely. So I will hold my hands up. I I think we could lose tonight and Sunday, and I would still be shocked if Moyes gets sacked. I don't think they'd sack him. I still think he'd be here for the game against Burnley after the international break. I could be wrong, but I just don't see them sacking him. Truth be told, I don't see it. But we'll wait and see. Carl says we hope to see Cornet on the left, but no, it won't happen. I can just imagine him and Kudus on the wings. That's frightening. I would love to see Cornet to get a game time, to get a proper game time start. I agree with you. I would like to see him start as well. Adrian says, still have little hope that Antonio can go beast mode again against his former club on Sunday. Cyber Leader says, good morning all. Hopefully Antonio doesn't start. He's worse than Boogers. Jeff's got his mugs. Nice one, Jeff. Matthew would like to see a starter best 11. Matthew, what is that? What is it? Put your 11 into the live chat if you can. Shadow loves the channel. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Shadow. Much appreciate that. Mark said it'd be fairer if he was paid extra per game played and have lower wage. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, apparently, West Ham decided that's it with Ben Johnson. We're not going to offer him anything else, kind of thing. But Mubama, Steiden's getting involved now, and he's going to try and persuade Mubama to sign a new deal with West Ham. So we'll have to wait and see as to how true those rumours are. Dean says, hopefully some of the fringe players show up tonight. We need depth for December's matches. So many, especially Tilo. Miss him. I miss Tilo as well, Dean. I think we're in a minority, though. I think I would love to see Kerr play centre-back. I think he'll play right-back tonight, which he did 2 weeks ago. And I thought Podence gave him a bit of a hard time. His positioning isn't great as a right-back, in my opinion. He's 10 yards too far forward a lot of the time. But I think he's an excellent centre-back. So Bradley would like us to play the same team that beat Arsenal. Breezy says, have you seen that top sources claim it's incredibly difficult to find a manager during the season? Do you know something, Breezy? Like, I don't see why they're doing that. Just basically say we don't want a manager. We don't want to find a new manager during the season, because that whole thing sort of undermines David Moyes. It's basically like, if we could find someone else, we'd replace him. Well, Graham Potter's available. Wouldn't be my number one choice, but it would be a lot of people's choice. So he's available. So there is good managers out there. I just don't think they want to replace him, which is okay. Just say we don't want to replace David Moyes rather than pretend that you maybe want to do it, but you can't find anyone. But wait, see, I'm going to discuss this during the international break. I think the club have got a plan. Surty says, how am I doing? Positive feels for tonight. I am. Don't you worry, Jimmy. I am feeling good. Kevin Agard with Zuma out just seems so good. Most Prem sides would love those two. Barry says Mubama won't sign a new deal under Moyes, as he knows he won't play. Gives Mubama very little hope, but it's great for us. And Mark says Cornet deserves a chance and needs to become a trusted squad player or sell him. There's quite a few of those use him or sell him tags to apply to our starting 11, isn't there? Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. We are live at 60:55 tonight. If you're going to the game, enjoy it. Remember and check in on Fan Hub. If you've already joined Fan Hub, please leave your username in the comments. I'm following as many people as I can, but I do miss some of the comments, so keep replying. I will follow you and check in when you're there. Get your predicted 11s in as well. And myself and Gonz will be live at 6:55 this evening for those of you who aren't going to the game. But thank you very much for joining me. We have a different one. Never really gone live on a match day before with the predicted 11. But if you've enjoyed it, let me know. Something we could do going forward. Please do drop a like on it by clicking thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new to Hamish Chat. And hey, Christmas jumpers, £5 off. HamishChatStore.com. Offer ends tomorrow. Catch you in a bit.